Hello, everybody, and welcome to Niner People Radio's post-game show. I'm your host, Jaymie. Um, and yeah, I'm here to talk about the post-game show for the 49ers versus Washington Commanders game. And yeah, we will be talking about that. But let me play a little intro and we'll get going. Alrighty. All right. So before we get straight into the game, I'm gonna go over some housekeeping items. If you want to support our show, you can check out our affiliate link. It'll be in the description if you're watching the video um, portion of the game, or if listening to the audio version of the podcast later on, it'll be in the description there as well. Boom, boom. If you want to save any money on your theater, concert, or sporting events, we have a promo code 95 for radio with Seat Giant. It's a great way for you guys to save some money, and also it's a great way to help support the show. Also, if you want to subscribe to our show, we're at 95radio.com/subscribe. Also, we just hit 250 subscribers, 200 subscribers on YouTube, I believe. So we're doing really good. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel or check out 95radio.com, and I'll have all of our links to everything where you can follow us and subscribe and help support the show. Also, if you want to follow us on any of our social media platforms, we're at 95 Radio on Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr, and we're at 95R on Twitter. Alrighty, guys, we are here. We are here to talk about the 49ers winning today against the Washington Commanders, and thanks to the Arizona Cardinals for beating Philadelphia, we now have clinched the first seed. So we are now the first seed. So the NFC goes to Santa Clara this year in the playoffs. So we get home field advantage. Well, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, it's a very, very big and very awesome thing as well. So first off, I got some comments. One from Mark. Purdy's most passing yards in San Francisco history. That is correct. He just beat Steve Young and Jeff Garcia. I believe today. I saw when I was watching the game. I saw it pop up. I don't remember the exact, but he just beat Garcia because I think Garcia had number one. But yeah, Purdy has the most passing yards, which is insane. And thanks for the thumbs up. And stuff like that too. So yeah, I mean it was a huge game. Hold on one second. Where did I go? One second, guys. I literally there we go. I had a technical difficulty there. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the final score was 27-10 San Francisco. San Francisco struggled a little bit in the beginning. Because Washington was actually doing a pretty good job with Washington was doing a pretty good job at running the ball and doing these big kind of explosive plays. So they were getting some chunk yards, and it was a pretty interesting. It was honestly an interesting game playing against Washington because it's just a team we sometimes struggle against those teams. I don't know why. But in the second half they kind of pulled away and they did pretty well and they finally got their groove going. But it was a very interesting game. Washington had some big plays. We had some good plays as well. Brock Purdy had a really nice off script touchdown pass to Ayuk in I think the third or fourth quarter. That was a huge thing. And yeah, looks like I have.
What's cracking? So, wifey told me I got a few minutes. Just want to say,
first seed, baby.
Oh, I've never been so happy the Cardinals won in my fucking life.
I know.
Funny. So me and my girl
Dude,
watching the
I was
game and everything.
uh-huh.
So me and my girl watching the game and everything like that. And let's be real, it was over. So we're just it's formality at this point.
Right.
And so I listened to the TV volume down and I listened to the game on KMBR with Tim Ryan
Nice.
and Craig
Okay.
Papa.
Cool.
So they were updating the Cardinal score and everything, and my girl had it on her phone. I had it on my phone, and when they took the 31 or 31 to 38 28 lead, my girl was like, "Oh, babe, they just I guess they're not going to do it." I was like, "Dude, they could totally score a touchdown, right?" And I can't remember. Oh yeah, because I missed him talking about it on KMBR. So I was taking a piss or doing something, or we had to clean the garage. That's actually what I got to get back doing.
Right.
We got Niner Faithful Claus has gone through some of his stuff, so we're gonna give away coming up soon. We're gonna give away a Faithful Then, Faithful Now flag.
Nice.
We got some playbooks, some little programs from the 2019 State of the Franchise.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Faithful.
So scarf.
Faithful scarf.
Nice.
You see, we got some rally towels. We got some 2023 schedule magnets.
Oh, nice.
Salute to service, rally towel, sunglasses. We're gonna go through and I'm gonna talk when we have our yearly end of the year meeting this year. We're gonna go through it and we'll divvy it up and make sure everybody has something to give away on their shows and
cool.
All that shit. At the end of a year, there's also a couple things Jason and I are working on that we're kind of keeping top secret. But anyway, so I just happened to look at my phone. I was like, holy shit!
I know.
Like, what happened? I was like, the fucking Cardinals won. But I mostly came on air to say, look, dude, I posted on my personal Facebook, no victory cigars tonight, bro. We've been here before. The quest ain't over, my nigga. Like, cool. Congratulations, Niners. Hell of a season, bro. Like, it was so funny on Tuesday's show. Jason and I were talking about, or maybe it was Friday. We were talking about how, we're the best team in football all year and everything like that. But if we didn't really essentially win what was essentially the last two games, we thought, let's be real, any realistic person was thinking the Eagles were going to win out. I was hoping, basically, all I hoped for this weekend, my girl asked, okay, baby, what are we hoping before? I said, the one thing I was really hoping before, I said, I hope Detroit loses. That way we would automatically clinch the 2 seed. I thought the Eagles are going to win out, so I said, we essentially got to win the last 2 games, babe.
Yeah.
I hope Detroit wins or Detroit loses so that, we can clinch the 2 seed and then, we just win out and get the 1 seed. So we got way more than we could have possibly wished for this weekend.
I know. Because when I was like, the Cardinals have to beat the Eagles, I'm like, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm
assuming that's you.
That was me by accident. Yeah.
Anyway,
we're not going to talk that. I watched a little bit of that game. That game was kind of wild. If the officially,
I didn't watch any of
it was kind of crazy, but yeah, Detroit. I don't like that the Cowboys won, but it is what it is.
No, Jaymie, we never say that on this show. We say
I said I don't like that the Cowboys won. I don't like that the
Cardinals didn't win. The Lions lost.
I know.
Anyway,
but
yeah, so congratulations. Hell of a season. I think we deserve the 1 seed. I think this is well deserved. I think clearly we're the best team in the NFC. I mean, shit, we've only lost 1 NFC game all year. We're clearly the best team in the NFC, and I don't even think it's the Yams are probably the team that's given us the closest game in the NFC this year.
Probably.
What's up, Miss Teresa? Happy New Year's, y'all. Please be safe out there, everybody. We want to see you on Tuesday's show. But I've like Drake Greenlaw said when I didn't have a victory cigar after we clinched the division either. Because
Mhm.
Drake Greenlaw came out and basically said, dude, I've gotten enough of these t-shirts. He's like,
Mhm.
I've gotten division champ t-shirts. Shit, we've gotten an NFC champ t-shirt.
Mhm.
Like this to me, like this is an accomplishment. It's to me, I've looked at this year as steps. Okay. Step
Mhm.
one, make the playoffs, clinch that. Step two,
Mhm.
win the division, clinch that. Step
Mhm.
three, win the NFC. And it's step four, win the divisional. Step five, win the conference. Step six, end the quest for six.
Yep.
So congratulations. We won. Happy New Year, everybody. Like awesome. But let's not act like that this is over because if we don't win a championship, this season is going to still feel like shit. Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like at this point it would be more of a disappointment, because honestly, I just, especially with
This is
how
their
we just,
year. Like it just I feel it in my gut,
it
And
just
like
has to be.
it has to be. Like we finally got a quarterback who can make the big throws. We finally have all he has all the pieces he needs. We have a really really good defense.
Oh, you mean the
Like
quarterback that's trash? Or the quarterback that was dog shit? Oh,
we're
that
going to talk
quarterback, right?
about this again.
You mean that quarterback? Like, and this is the reason that frustrates me. The narrative, if it's
I know.
this is why on Niner Faithful Radio we like to pride ourselves at looking at the general picture. We look
I
at the
know.
game as 17 individual weeks, but
Yep.
what is the overall picture said? And the man literally set the record for most passing yards in franchise history. That is a franchise that has Y.A. Tittle, John Brody, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff
Yep.
Garcia, like Frankie Albert. Okay, this is this franchise out of the 78 years of 49er football. Brock Purdy has passed for more yards than anybody.
So
Like,
wild.
like, like, oh, so what does that tell
That,
you? By the way,
that
the
he's
craziest thing,
good.
the craziest thing about this
Uh-huh.
is that he's literally 32nd in the league in pass attempts. Like, think about that,
That's
Jaymie.
wild.
He literally
That's
has
wild.
broken the print. Now, I wouldn't know. We would have to go through each individual. Obviously Jeff is number two now. Steve Young is number three. We'd have to go through
Mhm.
those individual seasons to see how many pass attempts. But
Mhm.
Brock is still on pace to break the NFL record for yards per attempt. So, what does this tell me? Does this mean that Brock's the greatest quarterback in franchise history? No. Does this mean that he's having one of the best seasons in franchise history? Yes. And looking back at what's the ultimately difference between the 2012 team, the 2019 team, and the 2023 team, the teams that you would say over the last since we won the Super Bowl. Literally everybody, the year Jaymie was born is the last time we won the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Out of the three teams that have had the greatest opportunity, what's the difference? I think Brock's a better quarterback than Cap, and I think he's damn sure a better quarterback than Jimmy.
Mhm.
I think that's really the difference. You could argue receivers, you could argue tight end, running back. I mean, obviously, love CMC, hell of a
Mhm.
season. Um, I
He
think I think CMC should be offensive player of the year. Now, whether
yeah.
you end up giving it to Lamar or Brock, I essentially think the three finalists are going to be Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and CMC for the MVP.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think the offensive player of the year is CMC,
Yeah.
especially if he breaks Jerry's record.
Mhm.
But
I
also, go ahead.
I'm going to say like I don't know. It's just Brock gets this offense so well, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like he just clicks in this system, and that it is a little bit like I feel like he just gets Kyle's system in a way that like Jimmy didn't really, and like all the other quarterbacks didn't. He gets that, and he just like has this like very calm demeanor where he doesn't get rattled. And
He does
I don't
not.
know what it is, but it's so funny that we found him and got him as the last pick in that draft, because it's just like it's crazy. I when the season started, I was like being cautious because he's always been like with what happened with Jimmy. He started those 5-6
Yeah.
games, he looked fantastic, and then
Cap.
everything went to crap the following season. And so like I wanted to see Brock play this season and just see how he was going to do. And he just like picked up right where he left off, and he's been like that pretty much the whole season. He's had some bad games this season, but like he's been really good this whole year. And so it's just like that was our last kind of big piece that we needed to really really make a run, and we've gotten close even without that
So,
in a
and then when
way.
you break down the 2019 team, okay,
Mhm.
so CMC is an upgrade over Raheem, right?
Yep.
We could
Love
not even
Raheem, but yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Okay, love Raheem, but yeah, the CMC is an
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yep.
Um, you have a more mature Debo. Let's be real.
Yep.
Debo is a better player now than he was his rookie year. Loved
Yep.
Emmanuel Sanders. Loved the
Yeah.
pickup of Emmanuel
He was
Sanders.
great.
But let's be real. BA is better than Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
I might take 2019 George Kittle. I don't know, like whatever, but fine. You got George Kittle,
Mhm.
who's been beasting. Let's be real. Like he's
Mhm.
been doing his damn thing. Um, Hate to say it, love Joe Staley. If the man ever comes on the
Yeah.
show, his jersey's going right behind me. But Trent's an upgrade over Joe.
Yeah, especially 2019, Joe. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
especially
sure.
2019 Joe.
Yeah.
Um, Guard, you could say wash. Center, wash. Right
Mhm.
tackle,
Mhm.
fine. I'll give it to McGlinchey just to say what he
Yeah.
was. Defense, I'll take Bosa now over rookie Bosa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if we have an individual or okay. I'll take whatever we have at the end. What D Ford was in the Super Bowl, with his
Mhm.
back issues and all that.
Right.
I'll take Bam Bam now. I'll take Dre
Yeah.
Greenlaw now.
Yeah.
Um, Oren Burks, whoever we're putting out there, is probably an upgrade of what Quan Alexander was in the Super Bowl coming off the torn pec.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I don't.
I don't know.
I don't
And
know
like
about Sherm
and
versus C
that
Ward.
2012 team was really good too, but like
I'll take
this
Brock over
team I
Cap.
feel like is more a little bit more well-rounded. Like
I, yes, yeah, because see,
I feel that.
because let's be real. Now when we can speak about hindsight, Cap was a one trick pony. And essentially,
Yeah.
what ended up, quote unquote, exposing him was what started in the Super Bowl. Baltimore just hit him every play. And they
Yeah.
knew you're not going to let your quarterback hit every play. And they made him a pocket quarterback and shit. And then, to come back in the second half, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd still take that 2012 defense over
Yeah, it was really I mean,
over our
it's
defense. I'm sorry, you had this now what the league was
yeah,
then
that I
versus
mean,
now,
that
but
2012
I'm sorry.
defense was
I'm
really
taking
good.
Deshaun Hittner over either of our safeties that we have now. I'm
Yeah.
taking Deshaun Golston. I'm taking Chris Culliver. I'm taking yeah. I'm taking. I would take Bosa over Alden because Alden might be
Yeah.
a better pass rusher, but Bosa's a better overall player.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I still take Justin Smith even with one arm,
Oh.
like he had in the
Yeah.
Super. So anyway, so this has to be it. This is definitely Kyle's best team. This is a very no excuses. Now you can't say you didn't get the bye week. You can't say that you
I know
weren't
everything is
prepared.
going exactly the way they
You
wanted it
can't
to.
say, oh, we ran up against Aaron Rodgers. You can't say, oh, we ran up against Tom Brady. You can't even really can you even say you ran up against Patrick Mahomes this year? The only team, legitimately, the only team. Now this is hard to say because we've only played 5 NFC teams. And let's be
Mhm.
real, Pittsburgh's the only one we beat. But
Mhm.
I'm sorry if Cincy happens to make it to the Super Bowl. yeah, we're not losing to a backup quarterback. Joe Burrow. Okay, because I don't know if you've heard me say this on our Tuesday show, Jaymie, but
Mm,
that Bengals game this year, I've been going to Niner games since 1999. Okay,
yep.
that is literally the best I've ever seen a quarterback, Niner or whatever team. The way Joe Burrow was playing against us that day, that is the best I've ever
He
seen a
looked
quarterback play in my life.
phenomenal. He really,
Like,
really, really did.
he literally he was not going to lose that game.
No.
But with that being said, there was not a person watching on TV. There was not a person in that stadium that before Brock threw that pick that didn't think
Yeah.
we were about to tie that ball game. Right?
Yeah.
Until Brock got concussed
Yeah.
in Minnesota, he was killing it. Brock was killing it against fucking Cincy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Browns game, which you can say whatever you want, and I don't want to point the finger at Jake Moody because there were other things that happened in that ball game. That game was
Mm-hmm.
lost before Jake Moody lined up for that field goal. But yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately Jake makes that field goal, which, you know what, we could go ahead and look up what he is this year right now because I'm curious to see what he is because when we look
Isn't
at
he?
the
Has he not? I don't think he's missed since that game.
he's not missed since the
Since the Browns,
he has
right?
not missed. No, he has not missed since I want to say the Minnesota game because he missed one in the Minnesota game.
Okay.
I want to say the Minnesota game was the last one he missed, and
Yeah.
I believe, as far as I know, he's perfect. He's perfect
And extra
on
points.
in extra points.
Yeah.
So I'll give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you right
All right.
now.
Yeah. It's the.
Okay,
And we'll probably
19,
talk about this in a minute, but that Baltimore game, I don't they like the AFC is a different beast than the NFC this year. And I know people have
it's
been
clear.
saying that. It's interesting. And
Happy New Year's, Kim.
the main reason Baltimore still makes me nervous, and I know we'll probably, if we make it all the way, we'll probably see them. I feel is Lamar
What I think
Jackson with the running. This team cannot freaking deal with a quarterback who can run and extend the plays. I don't know what it is. It's just been a thing, and so it's just that there's the one. That's the one thing that makes me nervous.
Let's remove our Niner hats. Lamar Jackson does that to most teams, so let's not act like it's just the Niners.
No,
okay?
I know.
First of all, so Lamar Jackson does that to other teams. Getting back to Jake Moody just for a split second, 19 of 22. 19 of 22.
That's for a rookie.
Would you have took that at the beginning of the year if you would have said we were able to save the draft space? Obviously, eventually, as we see, nobody else picked up Robbie, and he eventually retired. So yeah, I think that sure everybody's going to say, well, what were those 3 kicks that he missed? One was a game winner, all that and everything like that. That's fine. But I went into the season, go back to our season preview show when I said, Kyle is going to tell you, I don't give a fuck about a rookie kicker. How about we just don't kick field goals? And what has happened this year, we're literally the number one team, except for today. We're the number one team in the NFL in the red zone. So what would Kyle tell you? Make your rookie kicker not matter. And guess what? Except for one game, which we didn't deserve to win anyway. And and then the other one being in a stadium we literally have not won in it since 1992. Like you see, like people get so hyper focused on individual games. Look at it as a broader season. Look at it as a broader. Has Jake Moody been an issue? What has Jake Moody prevented us from doing? Beating the Browns ultimately didn't matter. Theory, we lost on purpose so Kyle could see the defense because he knows we're going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, look, I'll say this. I was there live and direct. Tip my cap to Baltimore. They are the better team. But you mean to tell me First one was a bad read, but you know what? If we face them in the Super Bowl, they get three picks off of tip balls. Lamar Jackson can do one crazy one at the end of the half. If all that shit happens again, which by the way, outgained them, outpassed them, outrushed them, and they could come up with that type of performance in the Super Bowl, you tip your cap and you say they deserve to be champions. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm putting my money on the Niners. I'm putting my money on the fact that Brock, who let's not forget, this is his first full year, came out and said honestly, Brock has shown us everything we could possibly want so far in his career. What more could you want? How does he respond to adversity? I think you saw that today. I think
Mm-hmm.
you saw that after the bye week against Jacksonville. How does Brock
Mm-hmm.
respond to adversity?
Mm-hmm.
Can he bring a team from a comeback? I mean, okay, fine. We're yet to see that, but okay, fine. That's one. But you know what? Does it really matter when you're beating teams by 15 plus every week? Lamb's exposed. I mean, look, would I want to face him again for a third time? No. That ultimately that's what I'm saying, Mark, is that I'm assuming that's your pops. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. What's up, Jamie's pops? That's ultimately what I'm saying is that if Baltimore can beat us by some fluke shit,
Mm-hmm.
again, then you tip your cap and you say they deserve to be champions. But
Yep.
I'm sorry, I've watched this football team since longer than I can remember. I've watched every second of every single game, including every home being live at every home game this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe this football team, the 2023 San Francisco 49ers, are going to be beat twice by the same team by some fluke shit.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I
Yeah.
don't believe I just because then that tells me worse than what any player does. That tells me that Kyle didn't adjust.
Yeah.
That's what concerns me because ultimately, I think if you told if they had like I know you're a little bit of a hockey fan, Jamie. So if they had like the NHL style expansion draft where you can only protect a certain amount of players,
Mm-hmm.
right? The number one asset I believe Jed would protect, or John Lynch, or whoever it is Kyle. I believe over
Yeah.
any player, I believe he would protect Kyle. I
Yeah.
believe the most valuable asset the San Francisco 49ers have right now is Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
And I believe Adam Peters. Kyle Shanahan and
Yeah.
Adam Peters and Chris Kosaric are probably, now maybe not you put Bosa above Chris Kosaric, whatever, but I believe special teams disaster. Um, I've been pretty impressed with the special teams this year. Ronnie Bell makes me nervous returning punts. I don't know if you've heard me say it on the show. I'm down for a law that just says nobody ever wearing for this team ever again. I'm down to make that a law, cuz. But anyway, so we didn't play Miami this year, but I think ultimately what impresses me most is the 2019 team literally couldn't outscore, like getting a shootout minus the Aints, which let's be real, that took some fluke shit. That took a
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert touchdown. That took some fluke shit to beat the Aints that day. And literally, I think they get the ball back. They probably win that game. We just happen to have the ball
Yeah.
last.
You're
You
probably
know,
not. Yeah.
so and let's be real, it took an insane play by a Kittle Corn, you know,
I know.
to like let's not forget how close that game really was. Um, like I'm kind of glad we didn't play them in the playoffs that year. So fine, Miami. Tyreek Hill does scare me, but we got the O this year. So if the defense
Yeah.
is going to put up 35, I believe this team can score 38. If the defense is going to put up 42, I believe this team can score 45.
Yeah. That is the biggest difference is our offense clicks this year. Like we can do it. We can score 30 plus points in a game. We can do it. We have the ability to do that now. And that Yeah, and the buy is the biggest thing for me because this team needs it. I feel like, and I'm they always come back after a bye, regenerated, re-energized, ready to go. And so that's my biggest thing with the one seed was getting that bye, because
Well,
not even like the home field advantage is awesome, but like we know this team can play really well on the road and play tough on the road. So that was never my biggest worry. Mine was the bye, just so we can get healthy. If we had any last injuries, anything like that, let the players like
Eric
rest.
Armstead's not going to play. CMC's not going to play.
Yeah,
Trent Williams isn't going to play. Aaron Banks ain't going to play.
yeah,
I wouldn't play Charvarius Ward. I wouldn't play Bosa. Um, I wouldn't play Fred Warner. I wouldn't play Dre Greenlaw.
mm-hmm.
Anybody that kind of feels like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
when they go down, I'm not playing that next week.
yeah,
But and you know what, Russ versus whatever. Okay, so Tommy right here, two facts: Friends fraudulent, Bengals frauds. Let's be real. We're not losing to a backup quarterback, so we would beat the Bengals. I'm sorry. Y'all don't want me to see the Tuesday show that happens if we lose the Super Bowl to a backup quarterback. Y'all don't want to see that show. That show's not going to be very entertaining.
yeah,
It's just going to be a one big fuck fest, like
yeah.
literally. So the Finns, I think we're exposed Tua. Let's be real. Kyle owns his minions. Okay, Kyle owns his minions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tyreek, but this is the thing that even I know people have said the Chiefs aren't what they are. Patrick Mahomes in one game. That's all he needs. That's all that needs to happen.
Yep.
See, because let's be real. How did the Niners? Because this game was in the balance for a while today. Well, how did the Niners beat the Redskins today? Ultimately, the Redskins made some mistakes, turnovers, things of that nature. They did. Because my girl asked me, they're like, "Babe, you always say there's a thin line between two teams. How does a team end up 4-11?" And literally, they did a false start. And I said, "You see how they were driving? Oh, they're about to totally get what happened? False start. Now they're back 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? That's how teams end up 4-11.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how he threw a point right when they were going to take, in the red zone. That's how teams end up 4-11. They do that over and over. He leads the NFL in picks. That's how you end up 4-11.
Yeah.
So she goes, he's just not very good. I said, he's just not very good. Comparing this team to the 20 team, went to the Super Bowl, is feeling of something special here. Yeah, Browns need to play. I mean, Eagles. Do we rest recovery for the next few weeks? Yeah, I'd say we're a better team.
Niners messed up the Eagles very badly, and it's hilarious. And
Jamie, I was literally talking to my
I
girl.
know we can't talk about it because we would go on for forever, but
no,
I know
just 1 and 10.
I'm
sorry, 10 and 1. I'm sorry.
I know. It's just so funny to me. It's like it's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I am very excited for the playoffs. I feel really good. I think next week we'll rest a lot of guys more than likely, and the guys will just get to rest, let the backups get some time in and get some warm up and everything like that, which is awesome. And we just chill out.
Excited to see Sam Darnold. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's possible.
This is about the only way I would be excited to see Sam Darnold. And guess what? It gets to happen in a meaningless game. That's the only way. I was like, look, the only way I want to see Sam Darnold this year is in meaningless football, mop-up duty, except last week, etc. In a meaningless game because we've already clinched the 1 seed. This is the type of game that you play Sam Darnold in. And you say, and this is why I'm most exciting. Because, the game doesn't mean anything like that. But you go to Sam Darnold, you say you have a chance to, like, regardless of whether he'll be here next year, whatever happened, whatever. But, like, 32 teams, 32 teams are going to watch on Sunday or Saturday or whenever the game happens to be. All starters should play a quarter except for Trent and CMC. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Brock. Look, to me, I go by an old school rule. I don't remember who taught it to me, but it was this: you attach your quarterback to your left tackle. He's not
Mm,
in the game. Your quarterback ain't in the game. That's just how I
okay.
would deal with it. 71 ain't in the game. 13 ain't in the game. That's how I deal with it. And
Yeah.
let's be real. What is Trent Williams going to accomplish next week? What? Well, like what is
The
Trent Williams
only the
accomplish?
only thing that would be beneficial
Ending
is
a
just
couple
that they
careers,
keep their
like
pace going and their game momentum going. That would be the only benefit. But I
with our
with
veteran
our
team.
luck, like let's not push it because we have such bad injury luck half the time. So I'd feel better if none of our main starters had to play, you know,
Yeah.
and
Um,
stuff and whatnot.
yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Because to me, this is very I definitely see us going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I don't see a team in the NFC that could like now let's be real. If we play the Cry Girls again, is it gonna be 42-10? Shit, I would hope not. I would hope that they would um show more
No.
pride than that. But if we play the Eagles again, would it be the same score? No, I would hope they would show more pride than that. But ultimately, yes, I do believe we are better football teams. How do we beat the Redskins today? Ultimately, it's like I told my girl and why I believe this is ultimately was going to be the year and we were going to be at where we're at is
Mm-hmm.
most teams don't have enough to fuck with CMC,
Mm-hmm.
Debo, BA, um, Kittlecorn, Juwan Jenny, like you don't have the D to keep up with that, bruh.
Yeah.
And then on defense, you're not gonna unless you hold all game, you're not gonna stop Bosa. You're not gonna like you just don't have enough good players, bro. Like it's just you don't. So ultimately,
Yep.
what happens is our good players just take over, and it just
Mm-hmm.
becomes too much for you. You know, week 18, battle of backups. Hopefully, Kyle's not injured. Starter back snaps. Yep, I'm totally with you, David
Yeah.
McNiner. All right, Jaymie. Well, wifey's probably going to be mad at me, but I thought I'd
No
hop on.
worries.
I really want to get this point across. So, like, congratulations, Niners, #1 seed, baby. Like, you know, you can't win the Super Bowl with can't win the Super Bowl in December, bro. So, like, you can
Mm-hmm.
only beat what's ahead of you and accomplish what's ahead of you. So, this definitely is an accomplishment but I definitely am not acting like all of a sudden the Super Bowl's in the bag or whatever, bro. We need to go out.
Mm-hmm.
We need to handle business, act like we've been here before. Should be our expectation. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
be real. We are back to that. We are back to Super Bowl or bust. It's okay to say that now. This is a
Yep.
Super Bowl bust year. Guess what? Next year, Super Bowl or bust year. The
Yep.
expectations are back. So let's
Yep.
we most of us, some of us have not been here before. We want to respect all faithful of all ages, but a lot of us old fuckers have been here before. So let's act like it. Okay, I've been
Yeah.
the #1 seed plenty of times in my life. Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't been a championship since I was 8 years old. Okay, I've
Yeah.
been #1 seed plenty of times. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't been a champion in a while. So let's go. All right, love. Good
All
job
right.
all year. I really, really appreciate y'all. We're gonna get care packages together for everybody. I moved all my stuff to the garage. I went through it today, so we got
Sounds
yeah, so awesome. All right,
sounds good.
all right, love. Take care. Let me know when you're
Sounds good.
done so I can get it out and all
I
that good
got you.
stuff.
I
All right.
got you.
Oh,
Wrong.
my
Thank
bad.
you. You're good. All right. All right, cool. So we got our main guy in here for a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed him. Like we said, we reached a goal, one of our goals on YouTube. So we'll be giving away some stuff. So keep up with all of us to double check all that. But yeah, just echoing what he was saying. Is this is a huge thing. It's going to be extremely beneficial. But I know that the team, especially the guys who've been here for a minute, are sick and tired of the win division, win the NFC. They want the Super Bowl win. So I know that's the goal for everybody. So, and I feel it this year. I feel like we can do it. So we got this far. We can keep going. All right. Well, I'll do is I'll just go over if anybody has any other comments. anything they want to talk about specifically, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to show you guys some stats for the game so you guys can get an idea of how the game was in case you guys missed it. All right. So Brock Purdy was 22 of 28, 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rushing Elijah Mitchell was 17 for 60 and 1 touchdown. McCaffrey was 14 of 64. Debo had 3 carries for 35 yards. Brock Purdy had 1 carry for 4 yards. And yes, congratulations to Purdy for passing, for being at the top of breaking the franchise record. That's freaking awesome. All right. Keep going. Rhoda Mason had 2 carries for 3 yards. Sam Darnold 2 for -2, I guess. Don't remember that, but that's okay. Brandon Ayuk had 7 receptions for 114 yards and 1 touchdown. Debo had 5 for 37 and 1 touchdown. Kittle had 3 for 29. McCaffrey had 4 for 27. Juice had 3 for 23. And that's that. Sam Darnold had a fumble. Lenore had an interception and Ward had an interception. Nick Bosa had a pass defended. Drake Greenlaw. Let's see sacks real quick. Burrell had a sack. Let's see. Yeah, we had other ones. Did Bosa not have one? Nick Bosa had 2 tackles for loss. Ward had a tackle for loss. Let's see, that's that. Jake Moody was perfect today. Let's see. Jordan Mason had 1 return for about 28 yards on a kickoff. And yeah, I mean, those are pretty much the main stats for that. And whatnot. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think like the playoffs are going to be difficult, but I really feel like we have a really good opportunity to I feel this is the year, guys. I don't say that very often. I really don't. But I feel it this year. And so I'm really hyped for the playoffs. I'm really glad we got the 1 seed for the bye. I think that's going to be extremely helpful. Especially if you want to get Armstead back. I think that would be huge. And yeah, I'm like really, it's going to be exciting, and I feel like it's going to be a fun time. So all right, guys. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to say, I will wrap it up. I kept you guys here long enough, and I know it's New Year's Eve tonight, so I know you guys probably have some plans. Like T said, be safe, enjoy the night, and we want to see you guys here for the Tuesday show. So yeah. All right. Well, let's do some last housekeeping. First off, if you want to help support the show, go check out our affiliate link. It'll be in the description of this YouTube video if you're watching the live stream, or on in the description of the audio version if you're listening to the podcast later. Yep. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's. So definitely check that out. If you want to save any money on any of your theater, concert, or sporting events, use our promo code 950 radio at Seat Giant. It can help you save some money, and it helps support us as well. We've been working with them for a while, and it's just a great way to support the show and to help save you guys some money. Also, if you want to help support the show, go to 950radio.com/subscribe. That should show you. That's also a great way to help support the show. We just hit one of our 200 subscribers on YouTube, so that is huge. We've really, Jason, with his reactions to the highlights of the games after they're posted, has done really well. So expect more of those. But yeah, that's even if you just subscribe to the YouTube or to wherever we're at, this is also a huge way to help support the show and whatnot. And if you want to follow us on any of our social media platforms to keep up with us, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at 950 Radio, and we're at 950 R on Twitter as well. Right, let's see. We have any? more. Happy New Year's. And yeah, I mean, that is pretty much it, guys. 1 second. Alrighty, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed a little pop up from our main guy over here. So that's a great show. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Happy New Year, guys. Be safe, and as always, go Niners.